I didn't see you there. What's new, pussycat? Welcome to my channel. My name is Emma Cownley. I'm a freelance copywriter and blogger. And today we're going to be looking at some client horror stories from the r/clients from hell subreddit. I did this last year. I said, yo guys, if you like this, just let me know and we'll make it a thing. And you said, yeah, I like that. Can you make it a thing? So here we are. I thought I would do round two, see how it goes down. I've managed to find some awful things on Reddit, funnily enough. And today I'm going to share them with you. Before we get down on into it, let's do the usual housekeeping, shall we? Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Just click that little like button down there. You can do it for free. It's totally free to do. If you click that button, free. And the difference it makes to me is massive. Subscriptions are also free. You'll find a link in the description box below for coffee, where you can buy me a coffee and I can feel really grateful and happy that you did that. An array of different ways that you can interact with me and show me your appreciation for the laughs and also trauma that I'm about to deliver to you. Okay, enough messing around. Let's get down on into it, shall we? I've tried not to read these too much when I was choosing them because I want to give genuine reactions, but it's really hard to pick good ones and also like not read them. So here we go. Can we update our website with this? Wish I was making this up, but after 20 years in web dev, people, sales, marketing, managers, just seem to be getting stupider at an alarming rate. Was sent a Word doc recently that has dozens of references to update content on this, but this is never specified. Of course, when you ask for clarification, you're an idiot who can't read simple instructions. Wow. I know it's horrible, but it's also quite nice to know that freelance copywriters aren't the only one that get their fair share of shit from clients. I mean, obviously we aren't the only ones, but it's nice to hear stories. Poor web dev people. Can you change this? What? Fucking change what? Oh, bless you. Bless your little heart. I'm sorry. Charged for time spent talking about revisions to a project, got reprimanded and called greedy. Harsh words. Bad words. I was once working for a client on a project and we wound up having a very long discussion about revisions. The client was really not happy with the work I produced, even though it was exactly what they asked for. Typical. Even going so far as to question my career choices. Talent as a designer, that I'm terrible at conducting business, etc. That's not called for, is it? So really an attack on my work and on my character as well. So I sent a time card the next week with dates, hours worked and project worked on. I also include phone calls and timestamps on my cards. Filed it under phone call regarding revisions. One blah blah blah. An hour and 25 minutes. Yikes. Then she had the gall to say she won't pay me for those hours because she was correcting me. See, here's the thing, right? This is why time cards... Oh, this person's still working with her. Here's a nice bit of closure for you guys. She did end up paying for the time. But this freelancer is still working with her and has to help her when the printer doesn't work. So yeah, nah. Was accused of DWI, designing while intoxicated. I once spent about 10 hours completely overhauling a client's site to their exact specifications. Like there was a long list of very specific things. Some minor, some major, that they wanted changed. Fine, more money for me. I reopened the site and told her that it was reopened. She responded, "What have you done? This looks terrible. Close it down again immediately. Were you drunk when you did this?" I had followed all her instructions to the letter. First of all, who among us has not sat down in front of Photoshop with a glass of scotch close at hand? But more importantly, fuck you. I spent 10 hours on this shit and you think it's so bad I was drunk when I did it? Fine, another 5 hours of revisions then. The client is paying for the work, so they are allowed to not like it. That's absolutely fine, because design, copy, whatnot is art in a sense, and therefore is subjective, right? But to give feedback like that, no. No. Be nice. Be kind. Treat freelancers like people, because funnily enough, they are. How rude. I think we've all been there though, right? When you literally to the letter follow the instructions and for some reason the client just comes out of left field and is just completely does like a 180 on you. It's the worst feeling. Urgent business in the middle of the night. Yikes, this sounds like fucking a Harry Potter book, doesn't it? Harry Potter and the urgent business in the middle of the night. I have this client I maintain an online store and do some marketing for. One night I sent her a draft of an email blast to customers and her comments started coming in at about 3 a.m. and 42 arrived between 3 and 5 a.m. I asked her to stop several times. She just kept going and did not acknowledge at all. Not an emergency or anything, just a marketing email. I mean, this client keeps very unusual hours. I think we can all agree. But I make a very, very conscious effort to not look at my emails outside of business hours, and I never give my mobile number to clients because they'll always be tempted to WhatsApp you, text you, phone you whenever something occurs to them, and I do not want them to have that freedom. I do not want them to encroach on my work-life balance, and I always make it clear that I stop work at 5:30 every evening and I start at 9. You will not get a response from me outside of those hours. I won't be reading these things. I will not be looking at them. You don't have a right to my free time. You have a right to the hours that you pay for, and those are within working hours. So if this was my client, they can send whatever they like through 3 a.m. till 5. I'm not going to look at it till 9. So I feel like this is a situation where this person needs to fucking turn off their email notifications, or, you know, any notifications that they would have had turned on that would have seen them getting these feedback pings. Just don't look at it. Sometimes clients do keep weird hours because they've got kids, they've got families, you know, they can't usually sometimes work between normal business hours. Doesn't mean you have to look at it or respond in that time. Don't do it. Who's up next? Cannot wait. My buddy invoiced a musician for the album cover he designed. This is how they Venmo'd him. Do you swear to God the album cover took 15 hours? Not the best communication method or venue I've seen. 87 layers, 4 rough drafts, 3 revisions on the final draft, and $125 discount added in. Ooh! They got a fucking good deal. As someone who also works in the entertainment industry, how can you expect others to value and pay a fair price for music and merch if you yourself don't value the work of other artists? Boom, boy! Old NJ's got that fucking shit locked in. What a respectful retort. Ooh, love to see it. Love to see it. You sound self-convicted. I just asked how long it took. Yeah, that's the response of somebody who knows that they've been a complete dick and is feeling salty about it. So they want to turn the tables back on you. That's so rude. And isn't that's kind of like a long-standing fear for freelancers, isn't it? That someone's going to look at the price and query how long it took. Yikes indeed, says Juiceboy42. Client. I don't like the word mouthwatering. Also client. Insert word mouthwatering 32 times. We develop a lot of content for a client. We never used the word mouthwatering until she explicitly started editing content to include it. Then we proposed copy that had this word. She yelled at us, saying she hates the word. Do you ever get this, where one of your clients takes a very strong dislike to specific words, and they kind of will leave feedback like, hate, don't use this word, hate this word, take this word out, we don't use this word. But they never tell you why. Because that would be helpful to know, like, what's wrong with that word? Because then that helps me learn more about the brand tone of voice and where you're coming from, and any affiliated words that I probably shouldn't be using. Or is this just you and your personal likes and dislikes? Because if that's the case, it's not about you. I'm not writing for you, I'm writing for your customer. And maybe your customer likes the word mouthwatering, in which case you should set your strong feelings aside and get over yourself, would be my advice. I actually had kind of a similar issue once. I'm probably allowed to talk about this now because it's been a few years since I worked on this particular project. But I was pulled in to write some Facebook adverts for Victoria's Secret. And because it was a one-off job and the turnaround was pretty quick, I relied on their website and the words and language that they were using on their own website to describe the products. It's the quickest and easiest way as a writer to mimic the brand tone of voice and make sure that you're perfectly on point, is to take snippets of their own copy that they're already using and kind of tailor it to the new purpose, right? It's just good practice to make sure that you're using correct product names and you're using correct language for that particular brand. So that's what I did, right? Slid those little Facebook ads right back to Victoria's Secret, and they came back at me to tell me the copy was too sexy. It's too provocative. We don't do that here. Oh, really? Because those were all your own words, mate. I just took them and used them in a different context. So, if that's too sexy, you're probably going to want to have a word with yourself. We've all been there.
What's wrong with being sexy?
We've all been too sexy for our own good sometimes. It happens. It happens to me all the time. Girls say it to me all the time. Client from hell outs himself on Upwork forum. He posted some screenshots of the poor freelancer being spoken to like he's dirt. Mods since removed them. And I found first the freelancer and then the client profile. Android app developer for $3 an hour. Is that how much they work for? That doesn't sound right. This is another Upwork situation, isn't it, where someone's underpricing themselves. He's throwing a massive tantrum in the thread, claiming that there is no correlation between rate paid and quality. Mate, if you're paying $3 an hour, you can expect shite. Oh, I tried to find it, but they've taken it down. Okay, right, I'm looking through the thread. I remember this guy, he's back. Look at the feedback he gives. For anyone who wants to know why people post jobs for $3 an hour, look at all the losers doing it, that's why. He's the poster boy for you get what you pay for. I can't figure what he's on about. He's literally angry because the freelancers are providing him bad work and he doesn't get that at the price range he's hiring. That's their ability level. But I guess he's looking for the diamond in the rough that will provide him with expert level work at a few cents an hour. And this, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, is why we don't use content mills and bidding sites. Because there's guys like this fucking all over it. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh. Can you see my soul dying? Can you see it actually happening before your very eyes? The trauma. I mean, I feel like there was more juicy ones last time, but this is still pretty fucking good. What do you think? I like it when we include a range of different freelancers. I'm quite sure that freelance wedding photographers have the juiciest stories. Maybe that's one for next time. Let me know. Do you have any insight or feedback to offer on the nightmare clients that we have looked at today? Leave a comment below, start the conversation. Which was your favourite? If you could have a favourite, if this is something where favourites... Which was the most traumatic for you? Which was the most triggering? Alright, and that is me done for today. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you found yourself at any point enjoying it. I'll see you back here in 2 weeks for more Kiss My A's. Until then, take care and peace out.